The Opal Tower engineer blamed for the cracks in the building. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian Heise here, and welcome to another episode of Heise Says. Let's have a look at this article from the Financial Review about the builder blaming the engineer for the cracks in Opal Tower. Now, this is the old game, guys. This is the blame game in construction. They have to do it. It's a bit of theatre. You need to do it for legal reasons, to protect yourselves and your insurance company. So it'll be interesting to see. This doesn't really mean anything, to be honest. But let's have a look. So Builder Icon has pointed the finger at engineer WSP for the structural cracks that developed in Sydney's Opal Tower. It says the consultancy's design failures led to damage in the structural beams, which forced residents to evacuate the newly completed residential building and has made units hard to lease and, I'd imagine, hard to sell. Now, I have looked at, well, I've got an extensive playlist just about the Opal Tower saga. And if you're not familiar with it, jump in and have a look. Because WSP, the engineers who I've worked with before, have made a response and they've issued a reply. Now, while the builder is claiming they're blaming it on WSP, WSP says it was documented correctly and it was a construction issue. So there you go, it's a bit back and forth. So in documents filed this week with the New South Wales Supreme Court, Icon said WSP's design of hob beams, raised ridges of cement at the base of a floor supporting a concrete wall panel, which government experts said failed and caused the cracking, did not meet the building code standards of strength needed to withstand the pressure the hob beams bore. Had WSP designed the hob beams to contain sufficient steel reinforcement as required to account for the tensile forces inherent in the design, specified and/or approved by WSP, and to prevent bursting, the observed damage would not have occurred, Icon said in the documents, or Icon's lawyers have said in the documents. And WSP has declined to comment. Well, they have to decline to comment. They'll be dealing with their insurance company, and their insurance company will be handling all communication, or the lawyers for the insurance company. They're not allowed to say anything. They can't say anything. Opal Tower's cracking and forced evacuation of residents on Christmas Eve last year, and again 4 days later, has become the symbol of an Australian high-rise construction industry that has lost the confidence of the apartment buying public and left policymakers seemingly at a loss of how to respond to the crisis of defects, combustible cladding, and insurance. And I'll add to this, contaminated land, dodgy buildings, changes to the apartments after off-the-plan purchases. We've got insufficient fire protection between different units as well. You've got water leaking as well. Unlicensed people carrying out the work. Yeah, no. Consumer confidence, guys. I don't understand. I just don't understand why it's falling. So, the reputation and financial stakes for the companies involved are huge. Icon's cross-claim against its consultant in the class action suit launched by residents comes just before a directions hearing on Friday. Icon is claiming a minimum of $26.5 million in damages from WSP to cover rectification costs to date, payment to owners, residents, alternative accommodation providers, and the Opal Owners Corporation. It is also claiming unspecified losses resulted from being terminated from at least one contract it had been awarded, and from not being awarded other contracts as a result of the Opal failure. Now, this will be certainly something interesting to follow. The court case will be interesting to follow to see if the claims made by Icons and lawyers are verified. Because in some regards, I feel sorry for WSP if they've done the right job, if they've done it properly. Because it was a design and construct process as well. So if WSP are working under the builder, the builder's putting pressure on them, there you go. It's a difficult situation to be in. So it further accuses WSP of misleading or deceptive conduct in issuing monthly design certificates during the construction period, certifying that the design activities carried out by WSP complied with legal and contractual requirements. Icon has suffered loss and damage because of WSP's misleading or deceptive conduct done in contravention of Section 18 of the Australian Consumer Law and is entitled to damages, the builder said. I mean, this is just the lawyer looking at every method they can to go WSP. And what will happen here is, I'll be interested to see who else gets roped into this, if the architect will get pulled in as well, or if WSP's lawyers will start pulling other people in. So, in February, an expert report commissioned by the New South Wales government found that non-compliant construction and structural design were responsible for the building's defects. The final technical report, which I've gone through on this channel, you can watch the whole thing, I've read it out, said the damage to isolated floors 4, 10, 16, and 26 at the Opal Tower was because of the deviation of the construction and assembly of precast fabricated concrete beams caused by an under-design of the tower. However, it did not clarify whether the fault lay with the actual design or non-compliance to it, or both. And this is the issue. This is the issue, guys. If the designer designed something properly, but the builder built it differently, which can often happen on these design and construct projects. I know. I've worked as an architect on design and construct projects and gotten into arguments with builders over details. Because often, there's a way to do it cheap, and there's a way to do it more expensive. And sometimes the more expensive way is the way you want to do it, because it will ensure the building or the quality will be maintained for a longer period. Not always the case, but in the circumstances coming to my memory, it was to do with waterproofing, connecting two buildings together. I wanted to cut a whole section out of a roof and slide in a new roof and flash it all and join it properly. They just wanted to flash over a gutter. That was a good little argument. Cost me a relationship with a builder that was bought. $500,000 in revenue a year for us at the time. Yeah, there you go. Design and construct, guys. There's issues with it. So Icon was forced to respond to the class action that started in July after Sydney Olympic Park Authority, the New South Wales government agency owning the land on which the development occurred, launched a cross-claim against it and developer eCove, saying that if SOPA was found in breach of statutory warranties under the Home Building Act 1989, the builder must indemnify it. In October, see, this shows you where everyone just gets suckered into this thing. It's like a legal thing like this is a black hole of misery, and everyone will just get sucked into it. It's not fun. It is not fun. In October, Justice David Hammerschlang ordered Icon, SOPA, and eCove to stop any attempt to settle the matter with owners as a way of inducting them to back out of the class action. Owners had called moves by the builder to do that a sneaky attempt to escape liability. Funny that. On Wednesday, Icon manager Nicholas Brown called the filing of the cross-claim an important step forward for Opal's tenants and owners, as well as Icon and its employees. From day one, we've been determined to find out what happened and why, so we can prevent a similar event occurring in the future, Mr. Brown said. So there you go, guys. The next step in the Opal Tower saga. And this is reported by Michael Belby, senior reporter from the Financial Review a few days ago. And if you want to see more, guys, I've got a whole series of videos here that we've done. I suggest you can see here lessons from Opal going through the Shergold Weir report. I recommend you have a look at those. Also, the response from WSP and Engineers Australia, because the thing is, with regards to Opal, with regards to all the buildings, everyone is calling for more regulation, more regulation. Oh, the engineers need to be licensed, this. WSP are licensed here in Queensland. I know, I've gotten fee proposals from them. Do you think that would make any difference to what happened in New South Wales? It's just more paperwork, guys. It's more bureaucracy. I argue the issue is how these buildings are procured, the design and construct process. I think there's some fundamental issues with regards to contractual relationships and the ability of people to raise alarms when corners are being cut. I think that needs to be addressed, and it is not being discussed. Guys, let me know what you think. Are you watching this to see where it'll go? Who do you think's to blame? Discuss it in the comments. If you like this content, want to help me produce more videos, I have a Patreon where you can make a monthly donation. We also have PayPal where you can make a one-off donation. We have Amazon and eBay affiliate links where we receive a commission every time you make a purchase that doesn't cost you a cent. And we have merch on the Heise Says blog. Take care, guys. Have a great day, and I will talk to you later. Bye for now.